everyone, and welcome back to Rev Up's Under the Helmet, episode 12. Today we have a guest that has 25 events on the season, 5 top 5 finishes, 20 top 10s, finished third at the USRA Nationals in 2021, and is a multi-time track champion. Swept the Eco-Mod class last season at the Cresco Speedway and won the track championship last year in the Eco-Mods at the Winneshiek Raceway. One of the rising stars of Northeast Iowa's southern Minnesota, that is Braiden Schufenbuel. But first, before we interview Braiden, let's hear from Rev It Up sponsors. Are you looking for speed on the track? Well, I have a solution for you, and that solution is Ragex. Get a hold of Harley Dice or Jake Tim today. They make Bmods and A-Mods. And the best thing about Ragex is they don't just give you your car and send you off. They give you technical support with everything you need, and they're racers too. They'll help you throughout the season. So find your speed with Ragex chassis. You can find them at Ragex on Facebook. This podcast is brought to you by the Cresco Speedway. The Cresco Speedway's Labor Day Classic is set for September 6th. They have 7 featured classes. The featured class is the Tri-State Late Models, the best, the baddest late models out of South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. Also, USRA Modifieds, USRA Stock Cars, USRA B-Mods, USRA Hobby Stocks, USRA Tuners, and Eco-Mods. USRA points awarded. Gates open at 5 o'clock, hot laps at 6. Grandstands $25, pits $30. Bring a friend, bring your neighbor, bring everybody to the fastest track in Northeast Iowa. We'll see you at the races. Let's get into Rev It Up now. Welcome back to Rev It Up. Braiden, how's it going tonight?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. I guess the first question I have for you is, how did you start your racing career?
Well, my dad always wanted me to race, so when I turned 12, he just bought me a 600 mod and raced that for half a season because my birthday's in June, so we couldn't get a full season in that year in the mod light.
Is there an age limit to the mod lights?
Yeah, you had to be 12 to race. I think it was just a track thing, or like the national rules, you know. Got to be 12.
So
there's no rule this year.
So you raced a half a season on Mod Light. How do you think the Mod Light experience changed and helped in involving in your racing career?
My career, I don't know. I would say I didn't really start out good in the Mod Lights. I didn't really get good until I went to the tuners. I was just always in the back with the Mod Lights. I was just scared, I guess. It's too young.
Now, you mentioned you didn't get good till you got to the tuners. Talk about the tuners. You were one of the national guys in the tuners there at a very young age.
Oh, yeah. I just took off in the tuners. Like, the first event, I think I got 6 with, like, a completely stock car. So once we got a tuned computer and stuff, I was keeping up with Brad Stahl right away, I think.
Talk about the tuners and the computers and all that. They're different than normal cars. Talk about what goes into setting up a tuner, like how fast you had it set up there when you're a national competitor at the USRA Nationals.
Oh, in the tuners, I think the biggest part is the tire sizes. You got to have like the perfect tire stagger in the front. And then the computer, you have to have a tuned computer so you don't chip out, and that keeps your car like revved up to the perfect amount, I guess. I don't know. It's just tuners are hard to explain because they're front wheel drive and they just drive so different compared to a mod. So it's just hard to set them up.
And then what was the decision like to transition into an eco mod last season?
I would say my grandpa had a car because he was racing for a while, and he decided, or he had some health issues, so he couldn't race. And then so he just let me race it one night. And ever since then, I've never wanted to go back to a tuner. I wanted to quit the season and just go full eco mod, but my dad wouldn't let me. So I just stick the tuner out.
So at a very young age, you raced a lot of different classes. Would you say the eco mod compared to the tuners, which one's better in like a development for a younger driver that might be listening if they want to move up to, say, a modified or maybe one day a late mile or a stock car?
Oh, definitely eco mod. Tuners are good to like get a feel for the track and stuff and being next to people. But for anything else, you want to start a Bmod because they drive. They're a rear wheel drive car, so that's the biggest thing I think. Tuners are front, so you just drive way different.
Do you talk about driving different? What would you say the biggest comparison is between the two, and what's the biggest difference that you would feel behind the seat?
I don't know. They're similar. Like, I don't even know how they would be similar because in my tuner, I had to like burp the throttle. You have to be smooth on the throttle racing a mod, or else your tires just don't grip, and it's just hard. Like tuners, you have to turn left and don't really have to counter steer. The Eco Mod, you're always counter steering. Even on the straightaways, I was counter steering in the Eco Mod. And they got a lot more horsepower, V8s. No, it's just all completely different.
Talk about your first feature win. You got that at a very young age in the tuner division. What's it like to win a first feature win, and what was it like to be competing at a young age down at the USRA Nationals?
That was amazing. Pretty sure after I beat Brad Stahl in my first win, I think it was the last corner pass coming out of 4 at Decorah. I think I shed a tear before I got to victory lane. I was so excited. Just an unreal experience being a racer. And then competing at the national level, it's just intimidating at first because you got all these big name guys, and then you're just a little name guy. So it's just, you got to hype yourself up a little bit. Tell yourself you got this.
Then last year you moved to the EcoMod class. It seemed to come natural for you. What was the transition like? We already touched on it a little bit, but like, were you nervous going to the Eco Mods, or it seemed like a lot of the tuner drivers now, you mentioned Brad Stahl went to the Eco Mods, Hovey went to the Eco Mods. Well, what's the transition like, and does it seem like you think we're going to see more people moving to the Eco Mods, or what do you think we're going to see in the Eco Mods here in, say, 5 years?
Oh, in 5 years, the Eco Mod class will be big. Like, there'll be 20 cars a night, I think. I think all the tuner guys should move up to something else and get a feel for it. Because I don't think tuners are going to stick around for that much longer around here. Can't get enough cars. And then, like, the Eco Mods are starting to take off. The first year, they only had a couple. Now they're already up to, like, 15, 17 a night. So that's just going to keep getting bigger. Just like the Bmod to a class. You can't go back down. Not fun anymore.
Now, what's the speed difference like between a tuner and an Eco Mod?
Oof. Like, Eco Mod way faster. Like, the tuners, after I was getting bored sitting out there, like, I don't know, it's 30 mile an hour at least. Tuners are slower. Going fast are just way funner. Everybody's got to experience it once.
Now, did you start your career in maybe like a go-kart or something around local area go-kart tracks, or did you just go straight to the 600 mod lights?
No, I just went straight to the 600 mod lights. My brother was doing kart racing, and it's just the same thing. You know, got favorites, so they got sick of that.
Where did you get your 600 mod light from then?
Oh, I think we bought that from Chance Hillman, if I remember correctly. I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
Now, you swept all the races for the EcoMod class at Cresco last year. What is it about the Cresco Speedway that fits your driving style so well? Because you won there a lot in the tuners, and you're winning a lot in the EcoMod, and you had a good run earlier this year in the EcoMod as well as the Bmod. So what's it about the Cresco Speedway that fits your driving style so well?
I don't know, I think my car just hooks up good at Cresco. I can put it wherever I want. Like, it hooks really good on the bottom and just drives the bottom. In the middle, it's pretty good in the middle too, but it really likes the bottom. Not a lot of people can hold it on the bottom, so I just pass them and then just take off.
What would you say to somebody that's looking at the Cresco Speedway date of September 6th to race? Would you tell them to come and give the track a try?
Some advice for other people is I go to Cresco. I'd say Cresco is one of my favorite tracks around here. And we always have good luck, so it's easy to say that. But I think we're going to be in the Eco Mod, though. We're going to have 2 cars out there.
Flipping the script here, we'll move on to the next page. The Schufenbuel name is a big name in racing. Talk about what the Schufenbuels have done with their success in racing over the years between your dad and your grandpa.
Oh, they're both pretty good. They growing up watching them both get to race each other. It's definitely something I want to experience. I enjoyed watching them, and they were both quick. Like, so now he can give me some speed secrets and tell me how to be fast because he was fast and my grandpa was fast. So I just have 2 people telling me what to do. So hopefully it starts clicking here soon.
What are some of the best secrets that they gave you that might not give too much speed to the competitors, but might give them just a little bit?
Mainly, at first, it was just how to drive the car. Like, I was used to a tuner, so I'd be like not consistent on the throttle and just jamming and stuff. So then they were telling me you have to ease into it and stuff and then counter steer. So I'd say that's one of the biggest things. And then they just helped me, or they set it and fix some stuff. So it's just a big help.
Now, what are some of your best memories from watching your dad and your grandpa race?
I would say just being there and being in the pits with them. And then when they won, that was always cool too. Like, you can't beat that. I always miss watching them.
Now, what are some things that they told you that helped the most between staying on the throttle consistently from the tuners? But what are some things that maybe they still put on the super tune on the car, or do they still I know they're still in the pits with you, but do they still get the itch to jump in and drive it sometimes around the yard?
No, I don't think they've ever drove one of my cars. I tell them they could. I tell them both to get in the EcoMod and take it out to Decorah, but they don't. So I'd like to see one of them hop in it sometime soon. Maybe race against them in the Bmod one more time. Who knows? But none of them have been in the car yet.
Now you were really good wrestler in high school. How does wrestling help you with racing in the mental side of things?
Oh, wrestling, you just gotta it's about the mindset. So they help me get in the right mindset because I've always been competing with other people and stuff. And the training, I don't know, because you don't really train for racing. You just go out there and do it, I guess. But the mindset's the biggest thing.
What are some of your best accomplishments on the wrestling mat?
I qualified for state my junior year, but I don't know, that's about it.
So, being at the state tournament, what's it like being at the state wrestling tournament and being at the USRA Nationals? How do those two events kind of alike and similar?
Because you're going there thinking you're like the underdog, thinking you can go do anything you can because you did there already. So the atmosphere, because it's not what you're used to, it's always way bigger. There's 100 cars at nationals. There's 30 people in a bracket at state. So you just got to get prepared for the big atmosphere and the big people, for a lot of people there. It's just the mindset.
Would you say it's more pressure at the nationals compared to maybe one of the bigger Bmod races like what you were at Casson or something earlier this year?
Oh yeah, because Lucas Oil, it's a tough track to race at to begin with, and then people are always hot-headed down there. They go there not to wreck stuff, so if they wreck something, they're going to be mad. So you're just kind of timid because you don't want to go out there and accidentally wreck somebody, but you don't want to wreck yourself. You want to be fast. And then Casson, it's about the same, but just not as big. But it was still pretty big. There's a lot of cars at Casson.
What makes Lucas Oil Speedway so much fun to race, but what makes it so much difficult? Because it is a really, I don't want to say a really weird track, but it's kind of weird to race at with the shape of it.
Yeah, and then last year when we were at Nationals, it was either really slick, slimy in the heat race and hot laps, or else it'd just be slick. There was no tacky anywhere, I don't think, at least not for the B-mods. So it was just hard to go out there and drive in it because we're not used to that kind of slick. It's slick wherever. West Union gets slick too, but you can usually drive that.
What would you say to a local that might be thinking about heading down to Wheatland, but they're not sure of going down to the Nationals? How would you convince them to go down this year?
I would just say do it and take the chance. Every year we've gone down, we've had fun. Even last year, I was rebuilding the deck each day, and I was still having fun. Like, you just go down there to hang out with friends and stuff if you don't want to race. But I'd go down there and race just to experience it, because it's a good experience for anybody, really. But I'm hoping we can go down there one day and be fast there and win, maybe.
What drivers did you look up to in the grandstands growing up?
Growing up, I'd say my dad and grandpa, really, because those are obviously my favorite drivers. But yeah, I'd say that's about it, because they're just I always got to see them and help them all the time.
Were there other drivers on the track that you knew they would have to beat, and you kind of always knew that when they were in the pit area, they'd be tough against your dad and your grandpa too?
Oh yeah, like Troy Hovey, he was always fast. And then Dan Hovden's always fast. Like, he's been fast for years. So it's kind of cool that me and my dad both get to compete against him. Got to. There's a bunch of other people too. I just can't think of them right now.
Talking about Dan Hovden, how are you guys going to be able to beat him with his so much speed? How do you think you can reel him in with the speed at decor that he has?
I always have to get this car set up perfect, and then we're just going to have to gun it, I guess. Just have to be on the throttle as much as we can, and then he's tough to beat there. He's always fast. But I think it'll come eventually. He'll have to have a bad night.
Well, and I mentioned you were one of the stellar ones at Cresco. It's like you are one of the best ones at Cresco in the EcoMod division, and I don't think he's lost a race at Cresco, that is Dan Hovden, in the last 2 years. So it's kind of like two of the best coming together here, with you moving up to the Bmods and him in the Bmods already. Something's gonna have to give here in September, but we'll have to see if your car can be set up good and if you can give him a run for the money.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be up there with him at Cresco. It'll be fun to finally beat him one day. I'll be happy when that day comes.
Drivers say Victory Lane is a special place. What does Victory Lane mean to you?
Oh, I couldn't put it into words, you know. It's been a while since I've been in it, but when I was in it, it was just amazing, because you just went out there and beat everybody on the track, and then you get to look up and look at all the fans, so they're all screaming and stuff. So it's just a unreal experience, I'd say. I'm glad I got to experience it.
Would you say Victory Lane is kind of like getting your hand raised on the wrestling mat?
I'd say it's better, because racing, you can only do it once a week, and then you have to be perfect and beat like 20 other cars. Wrestling, you can do it like at least 3 nights a week, and it's just, racing definitely feels way better than wrestling, in my opinion.
What's your worst memory in racing, and what's your best memory in racing so far in your young career?
Ooh, I'd say rolling it in the tuner or not. A bad memory, I don't know. It's kind of hard, because like a bad night, in my opinion, I don't really like them. And then the best is obviously winning in EcoMod, and then beating Skyler every week last year. That was always fun. When he started first championship night, he wanted the trophy, and then I led more laps than him from 8. So passing him was always fun.
Take us back to the championship night last year. Was it a close battle, or did you have the lead by a lot, or was it close battling for the championship in the EcoMods?
I would say if a caution had come out at like 5 laps, it would have been close to the end, because Skyler had a decent gap on me. But once we got that caution with like 5 to go, I think, I knew I had it, because I got the top, so I had to beat Owen Malone to the bottom, which I did. And then I waited a lap, and then I seen Skyler push up, so I took my shot, and it ended up working out. And I think I gapped him. Can't remember right now.
Now that's not your first track championship. You've won in the tuners, haven't you?
No, that's my only one. Brad Stahl's always got the best of me in the tuner on the championship side of things for season.
Now you've been down to the USRA ranks a lot. Do they pay a lot for if you're, say, finish in the top 5 in USRA national points, or is that not a lot paid through from national points wise?
No, I wouldn't say I got a lot. I think I got a couple $100, but the tuners can't really get a lot out of the tuners. So, but I'll expect more out of the Bmods if I get top 5 in national points. Getting third was definitely a good feeling for the tuners, though, and getting third at nationals, like at the actual race too, that felt really good.
Now, the guys from Texas in the tuners, if I'm not mistaken, they're the ones that are hard to beat. Why do you think the Southern racers in the tuners are so tough?
Because they're just in the class for so long. Like after, I think like 3 or 4 years in the tuners, I was done with them. So I don't know how they have fun in the tuners after so many years. But that's why I think they're beating them, because they got more tuner experience, and then they might not have as much competition as we have here. It seems in every class, racing around where we are has the best people, and no matter what class you're talking about.
So, what kind of car do you have, and what's the backstory on your car you're racing this year?
My B-Mod's a Rage. It's a 2019. I don't know. We last year just decided we were going to race EcoMod and B-Mod. So we found I wouldn't say cheap B-Mod. It was a couple grand. And it was a good deal. It's a good car. So we just bought it, and here we are. But my EcoMod, it's a 2018 Impressive, I think. That was my grandpa's car. He gave that to me, so I didn't have to pay for anything. But that one's a special car because it is his.
Talk about your grandpa's racing career. Yeah, he was one of the better racers around here for many years. What are some of his career highlights that you have?
Well, I would say winning all them races that he did was pretty good. And then he's raced a lot. Like I'm pretty sure he raced a hobby stock. I'm not really sure on that one. But I know he's raced an A-Mod. He's raced a late model. I think he's won in both of them too. His late model, A-Mod, B-Mod. So he's won a lot in a lot of cars. So I'd say that's definitely one of the best memories of him, and for him, I bet.
What are the goals for the rest of your racing career?
I just want to be one of the best. Like everybody says that, but I dream about it, because there's no better feeling than being the best and showing up places, knowing that the best, so everybody wants to beat you. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I can get there one day.
If you get an opportunity to race in one, you say like an interesting class, like a sprint car, a big block modified, a non-winged sprint car, a late model, what class would you want to race just once, or something maybe full-time season? What, like, say, kind of interesting class would you want to race?
I would say I would be down to try anything. Like if somebody gave me a sprint car, I'd be down to try a sprint car once. But I think a late model would be really fun to drive, because it's just what I've heard. I've never drove one, but it's just you hold it to the floor and you got to steer with the steering wheel, like wherever you're pointing your car's going. So, and they're really fast. So I think one of them would be fun.
What is a superstition you have on race day?
Oh, I don't even know. I'd say wear the same socks. Got a pair of good luck socks I wear.
Why did you pick number 28?
Because my birthday's on the 28th, so I think that's where it came from, because I was young and picked it, but 28 goes good. But I feel like a lot of people have 28 now. Like everywhere you go, there's going to be at least 2 28s in the class.
People thought maybe it was a family number, but it's not. It's because your birthday's on the 28th?
Yeah, you might think that, but yeah, nobody in my family has had the 28 before. Just something new.
Now, what number was your dad and your grandpa?
My dad was 34 and my grandpa was 15. So I might run a 34 one year, maybe 15. I'd like to do a throwback wrap one year for them.
Now, a question we have from one of our followers is, what happens if you have to go pee in the car or have to use the facility in the car? What would happen if you have to do that?
Well, before every race, I have to take a pee no matter what. So luckily, I haven't had that, or haven't had to experience that yet. But I think I'd be able to hold it because the adrenaline. I just want to be able to feel it, I guess. So I don't think it would really bother me that much until I got out of the car.
Now, what do you think would happen if somebody really, really had to go?
They just have to let it out because there's nothing really they could do. Because if they got out of the car, they're done. So they just have to pee themselves.
If fans want to support you and your racing team, how do they buy your merchandise or support your team?
For our shirts, we have a shirt order, but that's closed because we only can have it open for so long. But I think we'll open it eventually again, so they can order a shirt on our Facebook page. But they can follow Braiden Schufenbuel Racing on Facebook, and then it'll all be posted there.
Now, an anonymous source says that your sister can beat you in a race. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, she could not. I don't even know what kind of race, but a foot race she would lose. A race she would lose. I'd run circles around her. My other sister, she tried to race one time. She thought she was tough stuff, saying she would beat me. She came out of the car and was crying. I was whooping her in the mod light too. But Braley, she hasn't had to race yet, but one day soon she's gonna be out there for something. She doesn't have a choice.
Maybe Cresco in the Eco Mod?
If she can find an Eco Mod, yeah.
Who helps get the 28 to the track every week?
Ooh, I would say my dad helps a lot, and then I do some tire work. And then I got a friend, Landon Breeze. He's a lot of help too. So I'd have to give thanks to them. My grandpa's out here sometimes too if it's bad. Like at Cresco when we wrecked in the heat race at EcoMod, me and him were up to like 1:30 or 2, pounding the dents out, getting the car straight. And then me, my grandpa, and Landon were all working on it the whole next day until we had to leave to go to Cresco again. So it takes a lot of people.
Who are the sponsors on the Schufenbuel 28 car?
Harrington Sweet Corn, they're a big sponsor. And then H Repair. And I got Brian Tank Masonry, Waddell Trucking, Shelly Shape and Curl, American Family Insurance, Amy an agent, Poor Richard's Pizza Kitchen in New Hampton. They got some good pizza and chicken. So I'd stop there and get some food if you're ever in New Hampton. Sisters Market, and my grandma and Grandpa Harrington. Swiggy's Tap. Then we have Matt Wisher, RNA Crooks Customs, Hugabuck Motorsports, Ryan Crooks, got to give him a thank you. Silver Creek Hardwood Floors, Rena, my cousin Rena, she helps, gives me some money. My mom, Landon, obviously, and J Bones Race Repair and Fab, that's my dad. And Milk House Candles, they have some of the best candles around. I'd definitely buy one of them. Then my stepmom Meg, and then my grandpa Todd Service and Repair.
Well, thank you for your time, Braiden, and good luck the rest of the season. You've been listening to Rev It Up's Under the Helmet, episode 12. To keep more up to date with Rev It Up, like, subscribe, and head over to Facebook and follow Rev It Up Podcast. You've been listening to an edition of Rev It Up.